And so, Ryan already kind of talked about this injury, but I'm curious, how have you dealt with injuries, but also like what specific tools have kind of helped to get you through an injury and keep you practicing? So yeah.
We got a link. I got a link for you.
I immediately went to a physical therapist. I have a massage therapist, and I have all the tools, like all the rollers, all the shockers, like everything. And honestly, it was just, I kept moving. Of course, like when it was painful, like literally.
He did a video on it, which is hilarious.
So I didn't do that. Instead of folding forward, I went like this. So I kept moving, and I think for my injury, that's what I need to do. Move but avoid pain.
Other injuries?
The physical.
I feel like for injuries and stuff, I've had several major injuries, and I think the best thing that I've ever done for myself is find a chiropractor that I really trusted. Because at first I was like a little like, I wasn't really into it, but then I started going and seeing the benefits of going, and I really started going because of a car accident. And then once I kind of recovered, I was like, oh, this is actually helping my yoga practice, and I felt better in my body, and I just realized misalignments, and injuries are hard to navigate. I think the easiest thing to do is, or maybe the hardest thing to do for Ashtangis, is just to kind of like let it flow and make the adjustment and not put any weight on it. Not like put any extra stuff. Just like, hey, I'm just gonna keep moving. I'm just gonna like keep doing the best I can. Like the best practices that I ever have, and the injuries that leave the quickest or soonest are the ones where I'm just like, you know what? It's gonna be okay. Like this isn't career ended. I'm gonna, my head again. That kind of stuff. But the hardest thing to process, I feel like with injuries is really the residue of the injury once it's healed. Like that is the hardest thing to process and to get through for me as well. I hurt myself in India, hurt my back, and I couldn't actually stand upright. People like flew to India to like practice with me, and I was like, I couldn't actually stand up. I was hobbling. Like Ryan had all of his tools that he brought, and like thank God I got massages and got an MRI and all this stuff, and I'm fine now. But right now as I'm practicing, like the residue of the injury is there, and right now it's not appropriate for me to like push into that. And I will know immediately when the story that I'm telling myself is bullshit, and where I can actually physically do it. And right now that's not the case. Like I need to chill. Like even today as I did some other postures, I was like, I kind of like feeling it a little bit, and I'm not pushing into it. This practice means a lot to me. I'm gonna keep going to chiropractor. I'm gonna keep using my Theragun. He can use his. I got the cold plunge when it works. I got, there's just a lot of things that you can do for yourself. Massages are very helpful. We have massage therapists at AY. Sarah's a massage therapist. She's great at it. So, there's other ones too. So massage therapy is great too. And, I utilize all those tools, and stuff pops up. And if you kind of keep a lighthearted approach to it, I think that it moves on faster. Yeah, it's when you're like put all of that, like, oh my God, I'm hurt again, and then you got to tell everyone about it. Like you got to just spew it onto everyone. It's like every workshop I go to, like literally someone comes up to me and like they tell me about how their Kapotasana is terrible. Like every workshop I talk about Kapotasana because someone's like talking about how it's terrible and how their knee hurts and how one person has a shoulder injury and another person has a wrist injury. It's like there's always like 3 or 4 that will come up to me, and it's just like it's really heavy stuff, and some of it's residue and some of it is actually like acute pain that they're dealing with because of this injury. So it's something that everyone struggles with. So, but yeah, you can get through it if you keep it light. Keep it light.
To add something, as a lifelong massage therapist, recently retired, but people would tend to come in when they got injured.
Yeah.
I would recommend just getting on a regular schedule.
Yeah.
Because it can really ward off the injury,
Yeah.
you know, when something's just a little like tired, sore, you get it worked out, like, I mean, I'd like to go every 2 weeks. Right now I'm on a 3-week schedule, but
Yeah.
I've always, from back when I ran or whatever, would go once a month, you know, it does make a difference. So it doesn't have to be massage, but whatever if you do acupuncture, chiropractic, I would recommend doing it even when you're not injured, especially.